30 years ago, Terry Fox dipped his artificial leg into the Atlantic Ocean in St. John's, Newfoundland, marking the start of his marathon of hope. Over the next 143 days, Terry ran more than 5,000 kilometers across Canada before cancer forced him to stop. Every year since then, Canadians have continued on where Terry left off. Our morning news reporter Eric Zito joins us now with more on this year's Terry Fox run. Eric, I'm sure there will be a great turnout despite the fact the weather's not so great.
It's not so great. It's kind of a light drizzle, as you put it. Perfect conditions for running, actually. But you are right. I'm at the hometown run in Port Coquitlam, where Terry Fox grew up. And in just under 2 hours, registration is just beginning right now. The Terry Fox, the 30th annual Terry Fox run, will begin. And I'm joined now by David Teixeira. He's one of the organizers. He's the organizer of the run, actually. Let's talk about what's going on today. It's the 30th anniversary, 30th run. It's a pretty significant milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the 30th annual Terry Fox hometown run, and it's very exciting to be here in Terry's hometown and doing this. I mean, we hope to have about 4,500 people under this light drizzle, which will clear up by 10 a.m. when the run starts. And I mean, to date, we've raised over $500 million for cancer research. And the great thing with the Terry Fox Foundation is 87 cents of every dollar goes directly to cancer research, and we're seeing it in all sorts of great discoveries and great innovations coming out of the Terry Fox Foundation as well.
There's a new element this year, the red shirters, and tell us about what that's all about.
Yeah, in honor of the 30th anniversary, we've found 30 cancer survivors that will start off our run, and they're going to wear 30 red Team Terry shirts. I mean, it's just amazing. Cancer is something that all of us know someone who's surviving cancer, who perhaps has passed away from cancer. So this is a way to honor the survivors at our 30th annual run.
And on a personal note, you've been doing this for 30 years, and you've been organizing and are partaking. You know, tell me about the significance for yourself. Well, you know, you've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, I actually saw Terry run through Mississauga, Ontario back in 1980 when I was about 12 years old, and it just really inspired me. So I've had the opportunity to run, walk in the runs, and for the last 8 years to be the coordinator here in the hometown. So it's been an incredible honor to be a small part of keeping his legacy alive.
Well, thank you very much, David Teixeira. Good luck today. And in just under 2 hours, a light drizzle right now, so don't be afraid. The Terry Fox run begins, and obviously a great cause. Come out and join the run. Sophie?
All right, thanks for that. Eric Zito reporting for us in Port Coquitlam this morning, 9 minutes past 8. Well, 30 years ago this year, Terry Fox started his trek across the country in his marathon of hope. Cancer forced him to stop before he reached the West Coast, but since then, his supporters have continued with the mission, raising millions of dollars for cancer research. Our morning news reporter Eric Zito joins us with more on this year's annual Terry Fox run, and you're in Terry's hometown, Eric.
We're in Terry's hometown, Port Coquitlam, where he grew up at the hometown run. In just under an hour, the 30th annual Terry Fox run begins, and obviously a great cause to fight for cancer. Money to raise would go towards cancer research. And I'm joined now, actually, by Claire Adams, one of the from the Terry Fox organization, and Jessie ALDER, who is actually Terry Fox's niece. Thanks for joining me today. And I just want to talk about 30th year this year. It's obviously a pretty significant milestone. Talk about what's going on.
Yeah, it's a fantastic anniversary year for us. It's wonderful that 30 years on we're standing today celebrating not only a wonderful Canadian hero, but all the progress made in research to date, and we're really seeing improvements these days in treatments, in the outcomes for people going through cancer, although incidence is on the increase and we still need to raise those funds. It's fantastic what Terry started and what we're all able to contribute to today.
Now Jessie, obviously you are Terry's niece. You've never met him, but you do so much work for it. Tell us what you do for the Terry Fox organization.
For sure. I am the school coordinator, so there's about 1,300 schools around BC and the Yukon who hold events for us, so it's my job to support them and set up speaking engagements. So the school run isn't until the 30th yet, so if there's schools out there who aren't yet registered, they still have a couple weeks yet to register for that.
And you mentioned almost 1 million kids are probably running through that.
Yeah.
And now let me ask you on a personal level, obviously never met him, but why do you commit so much time to this? And tell me about that.
Yeah, well, it's an absolute honor. I mean, I'm kind of buzzing with excitement right now just to think that there's millions of Canadians right now all across Canada just running in a show of solidarity and continuing Terry's legacy. I'm very, very proud to be a part of the foundation and the family and carrying that on.
Well, thank you very much for both of us for joining us, and good luck today on the run. And so in just under an hour, the rain has dissipated, so there's actually no reason for you not to come out and run today. Just about an hour it begins. Come out to Port Coquitlam for the run. Sophie?
All right, good stuff. Great to see so many people coming out for that 30 years later. Thank you, Eric. It may be a bit wet outside, but that hasn't stopped people around the Lower Mainland from lacing up to take part in the annual Terry Fox Run. It's been 30 years since Terry embarked on his run across the country in an effort to raise money for cancer research. And even though he was forced to stop before reaching his goal, his marathon of hope has inspired not only Canadians, but people around the world to keep his dream alive. Eric Zito is in Terry's hometown.
3, 2, 1.
It was a wet opening to the annual Terry Fox Run in Port Coquitlam today, but it didn't stop thousands from gathering to support the cause the hometown kids started 30 years ago.
It's phenomenal to think that 30 years ago, one young man from Port Coquitlam started this legacy that, you know, now today, 30 years on, millions of people are contributing to all around the world.
Since Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope run, a cross-country marathon he embarked on in 1980, hundreds of millions of dollars have been raised for cancer research. And while there's still no cure, progress is being made. If you're looking for signs of progress, you don't have to look any further than to those wearing red shirts today. Many are cancer survivors. This family just lost a loved one to cancer.
I'm sure he knows that we are doing this to raise awareness for cancer. And my husband died of melanoma.
You know, the red shirt obviously would mean a lot to him also.
It does mean a lot to him because, as Elisa said, his favorite color was red.
But Ghislaine lives to tell the story about her own cancer survival.
In 2001, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And through it all, my husband, through the chemo, the various treatments, my husband was a great support to me. I'm lucky that mine was a carcinoma.
For Fox's family, they know how incredibly proud Terry would be seeing what his struggle has transformed into 30 years later. I know you've never met him, but ask you if you saw what's transpired from since he started this. What would you think he'd be thinking, or what do you think he'd be seeing?
I think he's incredibly proud. I mean, it's just started with one man, asking for $1 from each Canadian, and that one man has grown to millions of people, and that $1 has grown to $500 million. So $500 million raised in Terry's name is just incredible.
And good on everyone who took part 30 years later. Even kids who weren't alive when Terry was doing his Marathon of Hope, Christine, they're still inspired by what he did. So good to see that.
That's for sure. And I'm still amazed by the fact that people in close to 40 other countries are sort of following his lead. All right, Sophie.